All right, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Coach Sanders and that Colorado team. I thought they played really, really well. They beat us in all three phases, and I have to tip my hat to them and say good job. I also want to thank all the alums and all the fans. You had a great atmosphere today. I apologize that we didn't play better. We didn't give them enough to cheer about. It was awesome to have, Khalil here and all of our football alumni and all the alumni that came back for this game. And so obviously we are extremely disappointed, and we have a lot of work to do as a football team. And where we're at right now is 100% my fault. And so I have to get to work fixing it. And, there's some opportunities there. There were some bright moments, but not nearly enough to sustain drives and keep the ball moving against a really active defense. And then I thought Shadur was fantastic. I think he's just an excellent football player.
All right, please raise your hand and wait to be called upon. We'll start with Justin.
So the decision to start off the game with an onside, what went into that?
So we were watching them all year. I really think we can play that better. I think when Jackson looks at it, I think it was there to be had if he had just kind of fallen on it, and he kind of seemed like he was waiting for it, and that's one of those things where you kind of can't wait. You got to go. You got to just put your face on it and get to the ground and go dogpile rules on that play. And just with their alignment, we thought it was there, and we thought it was a chance to steal a possession. And Tyler, with his skills, can really put the ball in a good place for it. And so that was kind of our plan, was to try and steal the opening possession.
Brent, a couple for you. Just to follow up on the onside. You saw the look, you had the alignment you needed right there, but just philosophically for your team, do you think it maybe put them in a tough spot, emotionally not getting that at that point, and maybe put you in a precarious position?
I don't think so. Like when we talked about it with them, like they were like, yes, let's do it. We showed them the look, and everybody was all in on that. You know what I mean? So I don't, do I wish we had gotten it? Of course, right? But we were being aggressive coming out the blocks there, and we went for it, and we just didn't get it.
And then offensively, do you think right now everybody on your offense has a good idea of what their assignments are with all of your sets, or do you think that still needs quite a bit of work?
I think some of the people that were unavailable to us have put some guys out there that don't have quite as much experience playing, and that exposed us a little bit today.
Jenna in the back.
In the last couple of games, it seemed like you guys would get into the red zone and then stall, settle for a field goal. In this game, you guys punted 7 times. You only got into Buffalo's territory 3 times. Yeah. Where do you kind of think went wrong offensively in that aspect?
That's a good question. Obviously we need to play better on offense, and we need to give our quarterback and our playmakers opportunities to move the football effectively. And I think, from the start, I thought Colorado had a good plan with some of the edge stuff they were doing, and they hit us with a couple pressures. And so we really have to evaluate that and think about, what can we do with the men that we're playing with, and kind of lean into their strengths and their level of experience, and just give us a chance to play clean football.
Michael?
This season obviously hasn't gone the way that you had hoped. There were a lot of expectations for Arizona coming off a 10-3 campaign. What do you think has gone wrong? I know that's kind of a big picture question to ask after this game, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest part is that I just need to do a better job coaching this team. And that's where we're at, and it's really quite that simple. And so, as hard as that is for me to say, that's the reality of the situation. I'm the head football coach. It's my job to get us right.
Jason?
Earlier this season, there was a change of play callers, and you tried different things on offense, but what gives you confidence that the offensive issues can be fixed this season?
Well, I think there's a lot of football left to play, right? And I think some of the things that have complicated that has been a little bit of a revolving door of like who's available on game day. Some of those were game day decisions, and some of them couldn't work, and that's the way it goes. And so I think we have to make sure that we are simple enough and clean enough that we give ourselves a chance to move it consistently. And I think that was the hard part about today is, because we had moved the ball well against everyone we played against so far. Stalled out in the red zone, against Texas Tech here. But that part of it, we'd still moved the ball between the 20s, right? But we didn't do that today.
I know know most of the time injuries are just like a freak thing and luck and all that, but is there any concern about maybe the team's conditioning or anything that is leading to the injuries starting to pile up?
I think that's something that we have to evaluate, you know, and I really do. I think that's, injuries are such a weird thing that way, but like our team, myself, all of us are super concerned with where that's at, because it's a rare, where we're at is rare air for me. So we have to evaluate every aspect of what we're doing, I think, in terms of how we condition them and how we train.
Middle row, far right.
From the anticipation from this coming up game, I mean, there's some stars on that team, but you guys also have your own stars. Was there some mental, like, rigidness within the team coming into the game and during the play? Because it just didn't seem to flow as well as you guys liked it.
Like, honestly, I think that was just 100% Colorado getting after us. That's what I think. I think they played better than we did today. And that's why I'm saying that I have to get this thing right, because what we put out there today was not nearly good enough.
Michael, there were a couple situations today where there was someone got hurt, Isaiah Johnson during warm-ups, and Jacob Manu looked like he got hurt celebrating. What did you see, or what do you know about those two situations?
The warm-up one was crazy. I mean, everyone does that. You line up and you run a couple run plays just to kind of get guys used to banging into each other. I'm not sure how they got tangled up, so that was unfortunate, obviously incredibly unfortunate. And then Jacobs, I saw it happen. Like it just looked funny. It looked like it just got grabbed after we made the play on third down maybe. Yeah, so I was just, I don't know. Like, we'll look at it on tape and we'll try and figure out what it was.
All right, back row, left side.
Feels like you guys have had like a lot of usage of that kind of orbital motion. Why'd you guys get away from that this game?
Which one?
That kind of like orbital motion where that, like in the past few weeks where the running back will go around that quarterback type, kind of like to get a lead before getting the ball.
Jumping him, you know. What we're trying to do is we're trying to obviously not tip the defense on what side we're running the ball with where the back is, you know. Sometimes going into a game you feel like you don't need it because they don't set their front to the back or they don't adjust to the back, so that was why.
You guys were down 31-7. You had a 4th and 5 with about 9 minutes to go, and decided to punt. What went into that decision?
The fact that we'd gotten 7 first downs in the day, or less than that at the time, just that part of it, not wanting to give them the ball a good field position.
Second from the right, the middle.
What was the morale like with the team after the game, and what was kind of your message to the team?
What do you think? You know, obviously everybody's crushed, you know, from top to bottom and everybody in between. My message to them is that the only way forward is together, and the only way forward is together working hard. And I really don't have a better answer for you than that. I know this, when you lose games, the outside world wants to pull you apart, and that's the one thing we can't let happen.
Justin?
With Rhino going down, how do you look at just your situation at tackle?
We're looking at it, you know what I mean? We got to see if we can get Michael ready to play. He played a little bit today. He's obviously really green, so we're trying to figure that out.
Following up on the message to the players, you've said since you came here that this is a group that's going to be very player-led. How do you lean on these guys? How do you lean on the leaders of your team to keep the morale up, keep things from spiraling at this point, without leaning too hard on them and saying, it's all on your shoulders? How do you find that balance there?
Well, I think I've made it clear that it's all on my shoulders, right? So, but for them, I think, one of those things that's complicated is that, not knowing what Jacob's status is, but 3 of our 6 team captains are unavailable, right? You've got the guys where you normally lean on leadership from. That part of it is tough. And so I do think, Gunnar and Stukes have been fantastic on the sideline. I think even last week, Jacob, when he was ejected, was an awesome, example of leadership in game. And so I do think we have really good kids here, and I think they will do a great job staying together and keeping us moving forward. It's the only choice we have.
Last question,
Jenna kind of asked about this, but you come into the week talking about not getting Noah hit as much, protecting him better, and you guys gave more sacks today than you had the whole season. What do you think went wrong in that particular area?
I think some of that probably has to do with what we are trying to execute offensively, right? We're trying to hit some bigger throws down the field, and those things take a little bit longer to develop, and we're probably going to have to take a look at that and see if, how quickly can we get the ball out of his hand. And I think that's always a challenge because you want to be able to take shots, you want to be able to take advantage of T-Mac and you like all those things, but sometimes you have to be smart about how we protect Noah, and that's the ongoing conversation for our offense. I think that's something that we'll spend a lot of time working through tomorrow.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you all.
Cameras are all good, give me a thumbs up. Huge. All right, everybody good? Any questions for Noah Fafita and Dalton Johnson? We'll start with Justin.
So Noah, you guys went into this year with high expectations. How frustrating has this stretch been for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not really about the expectations. It's not really about what the rest of the world was expecting us to do. For us, we have a standard, and we're not living up to it. And then obviously, losing makes it even worse. So, extremely disappointed. But the only thing we could do is get back to work, just continue to believe in each other, not turn on each other, and it's on to the next.
And then what do you think has led to offensive struggles in the last 6 games?
I think it's just a collaborative effort. Everybody's just continues just little details, slacking here and there, a couple penalties, more turnovers on my part, and then just little details that we got to clean up.
Michael, Dalton, you guys used a defense that you hadn't used previously this year, a dime look. What was sort of the game plan with that look against their offense?
Yeah, they run a lot of 10 personnel, so we knew they were going to be in a lot of speed, try to move the ball around quick. So we wanted to put an extra DB in there, to try and stop that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just, 10 personnel is hard to stop, so we stopped the run and then you stop the pass with the quick passes, so put an extra DB in there.
Does it become difficult for you at any point when you look around and a lot of your buddies they're unavailable, they're injured?
Yeah, it's tough, of course. That special connection that I have with Stooks and Gunn. But all I can do is, do my part and lead. It's next man up mentality, and I just got to build that connection with the rest of the guys I'm on the field with. So it'll be all right. We're just gonna keep building and keep working.
Noah, I think you were sacked more today than you had been in the first 6 games combined, but it wasn't so much ones where it was like a long play and a coverage sack or whatever. What was Colorado doing to be able to get to you so quickly?
Yeah, you got to give them credit. They did a good job winning one-on-one scheme-wise. A lot of twist games that they did a really good job, but I'll continue to just take the blame. Got to get the ball out quicker, make quicker decisions pre-snap, and take stress off my offensive line.
You were able to run though a little bit there. I mean, did you see the opportunities that they were leaving that field open for you?
I think we were just playing ball the way we've been playing my whole life. So just trying to do anything I can to put the offense in the best position to succeed, and still a long way to go.
What got me for each of you? Noah, first off, you said in your first answer that there were maybe some things with the details that were lacking at times. As you guys went through fall camp, it felt like the details really got honed in. So is it in the individual scout for teams, or is it just maybe the bright lights on game day? Where do you see some of the details slipping from your vantage point?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I know offensively, to be a good offense, you got to be really in tune with all of the little things, and you got to be able to play collaboratively. So just one mistake from one guy on a certain play can cost you the whole drive. So just kind of just getting back to the drawing board, trying to learn, continue to learn from this game, and practice. We got to practice well this week to get ready for another good opponent.
And Dalton, what did you see from Jack out there, and then how does that kind of underscore the mentality that you guys have had to have of next man up to your job?
Yeah, he's been in the building a lot these past 2 weeks, getting extra film in, just spending extra time with the coaches. For me, that really shows that, he wants it. I think he played well today. And, he did his job. And, first game starting, he came away with 2 picks. So, we just got to, keep pushing him forward, keep making sure he stays in the building as much as possible. Can't get satisfied just because he got 2 picks today. But, yeah, I'm definitely proud of him for sure.
Question for both. Have you guys ever been in a situation like this where you guys have so many injuries?
I feel like, I might have early in my college, in 2021 or so. It's, nothing you can do about it. Just got to get more treatment, and lift some more weights, to be honest. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I've never been in this situation, but like I've always gone back to, God's still in control. Everything happens for a reason, so wishing the best for all of our guys that are banged up, that are nicked up, and like Dalt said, next man up and on to the next.
Third row back one.
So kind of on like that topic of injuries, how do you like kind of try to build a chemistry like with your offensive linemen, even though there's a lot of missing pieces from that original group?
For me, it just goes to trust and belief, making sure they know I believe in them. If they give up a sack, pop them right up and make sure that they know that I don't doubt them in any way, shape, or form. So that's just kind of my form of trying to get them to play for each other. And at the end of the day, if you're going to play harder if you love the person, if you trust the person next to you. So that's what we're trying to build.
Going off that and having that chemistry with your offense, when you guys have a game like this where you're, struggled on it, what are you telling them for future games to get out of that rhythm?
I think it's just trying to go back and just watch the film. It's going to be difficult to watch, but we got to watch it kind of as a unit and just really break down all of the little details where we went wrong and try to fix it on the practice field. And then when the bright lights are on, we got to be able to execute at a high level collaboratively.
For both of you, Coach Brennan before had said that when you lose, that's when people want to kind of pull you apart. And he admitted that there's a lot of frustration in the locker room and all that. But how do you avoid letting the losses piling up get to you and pull you guys apart?
We talk about our brotherhood a lot and how we're a family. A loss isn't going to, separate a whole family. We can't allow it to happen. And one thing we're definitely not going to do is do the blame game. It's no one's fault. It's all of our fault. The team lost, one individual lost. It's just we're just going to have to come to work, and get right.
I think there's naturally frustration just because we're all competitors and we hate losing at the end of the day. But, as long as nobody's pointing fingers, nobody's turning on each other, that's what really matters. And we're in a really good spot in terms of nobody blaming each other, nobody pointing fingers. Defense has all the right in the world to get on me, get on our offense, because at the end of the day, 7 points will never be enough in a college football game. But, they continue to just talk about what they need to do better. So our culture is still strong, and we got to be able to transfer it into football.
Michael? Noah, do you feel like whether today or maybe season, over the course of the entire season, you put a little too much pressure on yourself, try to put too much responsibility on yourself, try to do too much?
I don't think so. There's been a couple people that's told me that, but this is just how my preparation is what kind of got me here. So just staying true to who I am, staying true to my faith, my family, and loving my teammates. That's how I was raised, and if I want to get back to where we want to be, that's what I got to continue to do.
How would you compare how you're seeing the field this season versus last season?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think just the big part is getting the ball out to my guys and just playing faster.
So obviously fans could have some pretty harsh comments. Do you guys pay attention to that stuff?
No.
Online?
No, sir.
And what gives you guys optimism about the rest of the season?
Just gotta believe, you know, it's a game, you know, it's fun. You know, I believe we're a good team. I know we're a good team. And, you know, we just have to all believe in that locker room, block out the outside noise, and just, you know, take it one day at a time and just, you know, really believe. That's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, belief in each other. At the end of the day, we love each other. We love this game. We're the reason that we all came back at the end of the day. So, I mean, regardless of what the outside world will say about us, it's about the people in the locker room. And when we start winning, it'll still be about the people in the locker room.
Middle row, far right.
Dakota, was there any changes, either mentally or otherwise, with you guys trying to shut down Shador early?
Nah. To be honest, you know, we just went in with a game plan, you know, and stuck to it. You know, we just got to execute, you know, because the faster we can come out, you know, we should have got some more 3-and-outs there. I think the first quarter there was like 4 or 5, you know, third downs that we should have got off the field, and then a big 4th down in the first half. So, you know, when you're playing that good of a quarterback, you know, you got to try and get them off rhythm, and, you know, we just got to execute the game plan better.
Last question, Mike.
2 for Dalton on that 3rd and 15 that they converted on the first drive. Do you guys figure out what happened on that play? Did you see it on the tablets or anything?
Yeah. I guess you can just say, you know, we were out of leverage. You know, good play call. We just got beat out of leverage on a post route. You know, Jim was all alone. But, you know, he was still ended up in good shape, got the man on the ground. But, yeah, out of leverage.
Are you on the kickoff team?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Did you know that what was going to happen on the opening kickoff?
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys heard about it, what did you think?
I said, yeah, you know, we're playing not to lose here. So, I mean, I was all for it. You know, defense, you know, we don't care if they get the ball on the 5-yard line or, you know, our 5-yard line. You know, we're going to go out there and play. And, you know, we trust what our coaches do. And we trust each other that, you know, we can line up and, you know, just put the ball down and we'll play.
You know, we trust Coach B. We trust his coaching staff. We trust each other. So, and most of all, we trust God. So, God is great, even in these times.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.